missing her with all me heart. But they don't give a monkeys down at DHSS, and they've gone and halved me pension for a start. So it won't be very long before I'm by her side, 'cause I'll probably starve to death, that's what I'll do. For richer or poor, I'm bloody poor, that's a fact. Just 'cause in sickness and in health I said I do. In sickness and in health I said I do. Bloody hell. Gotcha. 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 Gotcha.
Can I help you, sir?
It's just looking.
Thank you, sir.
It's all right.
No, it's not all right. Give me that...
All right, I've used one of these before. Ping! Off! Wish there was some way they knew you was doing it to them, eh? Yes! This is me turning you off! Pity you can't do it to some of them in real life, innit?
Give me that.
Don't touch me. You take your hands off of me!
Don't you touch this. Can't you read? It says don't touch. I'd like to make you disappear.
What do you mean, don't touch? Got to try it out before you buy it, ain't you?
Do you know what this costs? £2,000.
Well, there you are. Before you buy a thing like that, you've got to give it a trial run, ain't you? See if it works. Japanese, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I bought one of their watches once, never had no works in it.
Are you thinking of buying this television, sir? I mean, I don't want to be rude, but... Well, it's a lot of money, sir, and I would have thought
What would you have thought?
Well, you're an old-age pensioner.
Senior citizen, if you don't mind. And I ain't lived this long, Sonny, without learning a thing or two about life. And one of the things I have learned is you don't buy a pig in a poke.
A pig in a poke? You won't find a better set than this anywhere.
Anywhere in Japan, you mean?
Anywhere in the world, sir.
What, better than any other Japanese set, you mean?
Better than any other make of TV set, sir.
Better than a British one?
Far superior, sir.
Are you a Jap?
I am English, sir. But I have to admit that no English-made television can hold a candle to this machine.
You try to tell me that no Englishman, none of our Royal Majesty's loyal subjects, can make a better television set than them little yellow monkeys out there in Japan?
Yes, unfortunately, sir, that's true.
Pathetic, innit? God, blimey. I can remember when British made was the best all over the world.
Well, you're a lot older than I am, sir.
And could be again if I wasn't so bone idle, most of them.
Yes, well, is there something else I can show you, sir? Something less expensive? Something cheap?
Cheap? Oh, you think I'm cheap, do you?
I never said that.
Oh, somebody did. I heard them. Something cheap for a cheap person, so I am cheap, am I?
I never said that. What I meant... Look, this is obviously too expensive. I meant something more in your price range.
How do you know I can't afford that?
Well, obviously you can't. You're an old-age pensioner.
I told you, senior citizen, mate. I'll have you for that. That's discrimination on the grounds of age. That is ageist, that is. What makes you think I can't afford that, eh? Eh? Lord Grade, he's old-age pensioner, isn't he? Eh? Lord Charlie Forty, he's old-age pensioner. Lord Sir Bernard Delafonte, he's old-age pensioner. Lord Marks and Sparks, he's old-age pensioner. And he's got more and better shops than this one, mate. And all of them pensioners, they can all afford to buy that television set and buy this shop and suck you into the bargain. Yes. Just because you're a pensioner, mate, don't mean to say you're inferior. We're inferior species, you know. Isn't it marvellous, eh? I fought in the last war I did. I fought against the Japs for your freedom to sell their bleeding television sets in this country. Me and others, we fought. Lost lives, we did. Didn't live long enough to become old-age pensioners. I was one of the lucky ones. I nearly lost my life, but I lost the use of that leg, didn't I? I got medals for that at home. Saving life and losing a leg.
You lost a leg? Which leg?
I don't like to talk about it. Before you was born, sonny, when you was just a gleam in your father's eye, when this country belonged to us, to people like me, before we had to share it with the likes of you. But I don't like talking about it, so don't ask me.
What's going on?
Nothing. Just don't like the attitude some of your staff, that's all. Well, I mean, all right, maybe I am old age pensioner, grant you that. But don't mean to say I'm a second-class citizen, does it? It's not my fault I've lived this long, is it? I know this. I know that we're an embarrassment to some people, that some of us do. I know that there's some people who'll rather us dead and try and kill us off every winter. You've done your bit, you've served your time, now off you go into eternity. Well, I happen to be one who ain't ready to go just yet, mate.
Yes, well, I'm sorry, but what can we do for you?
Well, I'll come in here looking for a radio. A cheap radio! Something that'll make a cup of tea for someone who's bedridden, living on their own, like, you know, all crippled up and confined to bed for months at a time and...
This is a relative of yours, is it?
No, it's me I'm talking about, mate, me.
You? But you said someone crippled and confined to bed.
With the cold, sonny, with the cold.
It's cheese-made you're talking about, but they're not cheap.
You're right, looking around this shop. Looking around that marketplace out there, the only thing that's cheap, mate, is life itself. Bloody animals are better off than we are. Animals, the pig, the cow, the chicken. Animal, he lives in the country, doesn't he? Don't have to live in a bloody slum in Red Militant Newham, does he? I can't afford to go out the country, not even for one day. The bloody animal lives there. All right, they're going to kill them for food, but we've all got to die. The point is, while they're alive, they're better off than we are. If you're food, you're better off. If you're food, they look after you, make sure you didn't catch nothing. If I was horse, if I was Princess Anne's horse, God, blimey, I'd be laughing, wouldn't I? If I was a corgi, one of her Majesty's corgis, God, blimey, what? Live in Buckhouse, drive all over the country in a Rolls Royce, Balmoral, Sandton and Windsor Castle, just lie on the end of her bed all day, licking her feet. All right. Well, you've got to chase a few cats, bite a few prime ministers. Look, here comes Margaret Thatcher. I'll have her ankles. I'll have her bleeding stockings. Oh, look, it's the Royal Query. We've had dinner on a silver platter. What's she got today for us, eh? Oh, caviar, patty de false grass. I'm not eating that crap. Clear off. Oh, look. There's a little bowl of champagne for Fido. That's your royal dog's life, innit? I'm going to queue up down the DHSS. Reduced to spinning tails to hard-faced bureaucrat with heart as cold as a freezing bloody English winter. What sort of a country is it where old-age pensioner who's give his life for it can't afford to buy a bleeding radio where others with more money than sense can spend £2,000 on a television set just to watch the crap they put out? Well, old-age pensioner has to sit like a beggar at a rich man's gate, and where he walks into a shop looking for something to buy to make his life a little bit more bearable, and he's treated like a common criminal. Right. What's the charge?
Charge?
What are you charging me with?
Charging you? What do you mean charging you? We're not charging you with anything.
He arrested me. He wrongfully arrested me.
I didn't.
Excuse me, sonny. You placed your hand upon my shoulder and impeded my egress. You impounded my vested privilege of movement and placed constraint and duress upon my person. I know my rights. It's a blatant case of malicious and malevolent wrongful arrest.
I just took this away from him.
I wasn't stealing it.
It says don't touch. You can read, can't you? You're not blind.
How do you know? I might be blind. Is that in Braille? No. A blind person might come in here. How'd you expect me to be able to read that?
I doubt very much if a blind person would be in here looking for a television set, sir.
All right, smart arse. He might think it's a radio, mightn't he? Anyway, there's 7 million illiterates in this country. How are they going to be able to read that? I mean, poor buggers can't even read their own names. Half of them don't even know who they are. So how are they going to bloody well read your signs? Marvellous, isn't it, eh? Must be the only country in the world where you can be arrested because you can't bloody well read.
Well, no one has been arrested, sir.
Oh, you're trying to get out of it now, are you? I see, all right. Oh, go and get a policeman.
Look, there's no need for that. Just
isn't there? Oh, isn't there? Excuse me. You've took the law into your own hands, haven't you? Right, well, we'll get a policeman and we'll see what the real law has to say about it.
Right to his head office.
I'll do more than that, mate. I'll take it up to the House of Lords.
Yeah, the European Parliament.
And that, and all. All right, come on then. Come on. Put the cuffs on. Come on. Come on, we'll see how far you can get.
What exactly was it you came in for, sir?
Are you trying to bribe me? You heard that? You heard that? You'll be my witness.
Yes.
He tried to bribe me.
No, I didn't,
I didn't
sir.
say you couldn't.
It was a tease maid, wasn't it, sir? Have we got a cheap one?
Have we got a cheap one? So cheap again. Cheap. I'm cheap again.
Here we are, sir. The deluxe model. I'm very sorry for the misunderstanding. Now, if you'd accept that with our compliments.
Can you put a plug on it?
She's in there a long time, isn't she? Mr. Garnett's daughter, isn't it? Oh. I wonder what's wrong with her.
He's giving her a thorough going over, I think.
Something serious, is it?
You'll get me struck off. I love you, Rita. You know that. Get divorced. It shouldn't be such a painful operation, not in this day and age.
Oh, shame. She looks well enough. Just goes to show, doesn't it? Oh.
On your own?
I was.
Miserable, innit?
No.
Here. You seen this? Look, girl. That's a radio, that is, and wakes up with a cup of tea. Marvellous, isn't it? Japanese. Well, it must be. If it was British, be on strike most of the time, eh? I wouldn't be up early enough in the morning to make you a cup of tea. Wait, shots! 4 million unemployed, eh? Serves the buggers right, that's what I say. I mean, if your British worker can't make what people want to buy, well, what do they expect? Your British worker won't even buy what he makes himself. When it comes to spending his own money, he's got better things to do with it than waste it on the crap that he turns out. The car park at British Leyland is full of Japanese cars, I betcha.
Do you know how this works?
No, but I'll work it out.
I'll set it for you.
Oh, tar.
It's all right.
Hey! Shut!
For Rita. Stranger giving this address. Private.
Bloody hell. Put them on. Oh, God. It's for Rita. That's strange, isn't it? Her giving this address. Private.
It's him. He wants to live here. He wants to move in, has he told you? Oh, here, that's Rita's letter, that is. It's hers. It's private to her. You're not supposed to read that. That's why it's got a stamp of it with a picture of the Queen looking sideways, so even she can't see what's inside. What's it say?
It's none of your business.
No, it's none of your business either.
She's my daughter.
That don't entitle you to open her letters.
It's letters important. She don't want it hanging around for weeks without her knowing what's inside of it.
Forward it on to her.
I intend to, my dear. Once I know a letter's important and personal and private to her, that letter is resealed and forwarded on to her.
Well, I hope you don't open my letters to see if they're important.
Who'd write important to you?
Mr. Garnett, look, can I talk to you about your spare room?
He wants to move into it.
Spare room?
The room Rita uses when she comes to stay.
When she comes to stay.
Let me ask him.
Oh, ask him. He's there. He's sitting here. Ask him. He wants to move in here.
My sister's getting married, Mr. Garnett.
You ain't invited me.
They're going to have to move into my mum's. And I want my room, see?
Well, it's hard luck, innit?
Well, I thought if I could move in with you...
Move in with me?
Yeah, I'll pay you good rent, you know. Readies? And no questions asked. And I'll be living in, on the spot, to look after you. Do all your cooking. I mean, you will be better off.
Oh, what about me?
What about you?
Well, this is my house too.
It's not your room, is it?
No, but you expect me to keep my mouth shut, though.
Impossible.
And not say anything about your readies. And no questions asked about what will be money in your pocket. I mean, what about my pocket? I'm a Catholic and I have to go to confession. If you expect me to lie to the priest and commit mortal sins on your behalf, well, I expect to get something out of it.
You hypocrite!
Here, don't you call me hypocrite. And there's my meals, too. I mean, I could do with someone doing a bit of cooking and cleaning for me. I'm as old-age pensioner as he is.
Yeah,
well, not
well-
as old.
Look, he ain't moving in here. Because that room ain't going to be spare no more. Because Rita's coming back here. She's coming back home to live with me.
Those old buildings in Crippen Road, have you heard about them, Mr. Garnett? They're doing them up. Turning them into luxury flats, they are.
Who are?
Council. They're going to be pretty pricey, they are, though.
I don't see the sense. I mean, none of us will be able to afford them.
No, well, they're trying to attract a better class of individual here. You know, homeowners, people with a bit of money. They're trying to upgrade the area. It's a good idea, actually, don't you think so, Mr. Garnett? Herd all the poor into ghettos, all the old-age pensioners and unemployed, parcel them all up together in the same area. It's a good idea, actually. They'll be happier together, with nobody to envy, nobody to unsettle them, and everybody who's got a few bob can live among themselves in a nicer area with better shops and other amenities. I mean, Les Miserables, they can't afford to keep things up, so everything gets run down. They want everything for nothing, and it spoils it for the rest of us. Now, I think that Mrs. Thatcher is a very clever woman. This idea of hers, dividing the country in half, with the poor up one end, the rich up the other. It's brilliant, isn't it? They'll put you out to grass somewhere up in Newcastle, I reckon.
Ignore him. Here, Arthur. Here.
What?
Out of Rita.
Yeah?
She's getting divorced. It's marvellous, isn't it, eh?
I hope you didn't laugh when she told you.
But she ain't told me yet.
Well, how'd you know then?
Well, this come through this morning. From her solicitors. Yeah, I'll read it.
No, I shouldn't really. I don't like doing this. I mean... Well, it's private, isn't it?
Well, she won't mind. She won't know.
No, I can't read this self. It's private. Cruelty? On the grounds of cruelty? What's he been doing to her?
No, well, nothing violent. Just being himself. That's enough, isn't it? It's what I call mental cruelty.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Oh, hello, here comes a pipe. Another fog warning. There he goes.
I'm sorry to hear about your Rita.
Eh?
I saw her in the doctor's. I'm not one to listen, but I couldn't help overhearing.
What's she got to do with a doctor?
Probably depressed about it. Probably wanted some pills or something.
Oh, it was more than pills. Huh? She was in there a long time with him, she was.
My Rita's up in Liverpool.
Oh, not this morning, she wasn't. Anyway, one good thing. I heard him tell her. There'll be no pain, he said. So that's a blessing, isn't it, poor girl?
I've lit a candle for her. And if you'd like a mass said, I can arrange it. I talked to Father, and he said it don't matter you're not one of us.
Well, what do I want a mass said for?
Oh, there's no knowing the power of prayer. No, I've known people have a mass said, and what they was worried about never happened.
But I want it to happen, don't I?
Oh, you unfeeling beast!
But it's the best thing ever happened to her.
Some father you are.
Was she?
Well, I knew you was a pig, but let's hope something the same happens to you.
I'll tell him. I'll break it to him gently. Mr. Garnett, I got some bad news for you, boy.
Bad news?
Yes. Rita was frightened to tell you herself in case you caused a scene.
Oh, yeah? Scene? Me? Why would I cause a scene?
Well, you've got your ideas, your own moral codes about the way people should live. And what Rita's done, well, she thinks it might let her down, in your eyes. And so she's asked me to tell you, to break it to you gently, like, so as you don't get too upset. It's about her marriage.
Yeah, well, you see, Winston, I love my little Rita. She's all I've got left in the world, but I don't matter. I'm not important. She's the one. See, because my life is over, basically. I mean, you know, my days are numbered. I'll be off to join Mummy soon, but... well, my little girl, she's the one. She's the one that matters. I mean, it's her happiness. That's all I'm interested in, her happiness.
Well, she's getting divorced.
I know. I know!
She's not ill then?
Ill? She's never been better in her life. She's...
all that panting.
She's getting divorced and that rotten, lousy, good-for-nothing Skarsgård, like I told her to do years ago.
You said it wouldn't work.
I said it wouldn't work.
Over 20 years ago.
Over 20 years ago, and now she's coming home to live happy ever after with her daddy. Right?
Wrong. She's a new boyfriend. A new man in her life. She still loves you, but in a different way. You know, not everyone loves the same, I'm glad to say. She's coming back to London, but she's not moving back in with you, Buana. She's going to be...
living in sin.
Shut up, you. Who is it? Who is the man? It ain't you, is it?
Buana!
Get out of here.
Here he is, Dr. Thompson. Cyril.
Oh, well.
Nice one, Cyril.
I'll get him struck off. He lives in sin with my daughter. I'll get him struck off. I'll get you struck off.
He could too. Well,
I love your daughter, Mr. Garnett, and as soon as she gets divorced, we're going to get married. I know this has come as a bit of a shock to you. I told Rita to tell you herself. But we're very much in love, and that's all that really matters.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it? Well, we'll see about that.
Does your Rita get all this on the national health, Mr. Garnett?
She said you'd cause a scene.
Scene? I'll give her a bloody scene.
And what about her life is all that matters and her happiness is all I live for?
What about my good name?
And what about I love my Rita because I am coming to the end of my days and she is the important one because I'm off to join Mummy soon.
The sooner the better.
I'm paying you very good rent for that room. More than it's worth, I don't mind telling you. What do you mean, so I should?
You know what I mean. Not paying no more than you're sort of supposed to pay.
What do you mean, my sort? Do I detect a note of racism? Buana?
Look, nobody said nothing about that. It's you brought that up, not me. It's true, though, isn't it? I mean, it's... You know, I don't mind your colour. I got used to it. You know that.
Oh, thank you. That's so white of you, old boy.
Look, there's plenty round here wouldn't give you a room in their house.
Not give, charge.
Yeah, well, as it is, I'll have to put up with all the moans and complaints about lowering the neighbourhood. So a little bit of gratitude from you wouldn't go amiss, I tell you. God almighty, what do you bloody well look like? Look, it was me who was explaining to her upstairs and that bloody swine Johnson about your lot the other day. I told him, I said, you don't give old Marigold and his lot a chance. I said, you won't let them try and fit in. I said, you seem to think they're still living in trees and living in mud huts. I said, you don't seem to realise some of them is quite intelligent, I said. Speak the language almost as well as what we do, some of them. A little bit of encouragement, a little bit of training, and they'll soon pick up our ways. I was saying to Rita the other night, we was watching the cricket on the telly. I said to her, I said, it's amazing, I said, how quick some of these Sambos have picked this game up.
Especially the West Indians and the Pakistanis.
Shut up.
And do you know something else? If creatures from outer space was to land on this planet and happen to watch the Olympics, They'd think the black people were the superior race.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd think America was a black nation.
Oh, yeah.
Because its blacks win all the gold and all the silver. And the pinky people, they just win the odd bronze.
Yeah. Well, who was it, excuse me, who was it give them the chance to win all them gold medals and be good at sports, all them American blacks, what you're talking about, eh? Who was it got them out to America in the first place, eh? Answer me that, clever dick.
They were sent there as slaves, you silly old fool.
Yeah, but they was the lucky ones, wasn't they? I mean, where do you think Muhammad Ali and Louis Armstrong and all the rest of them would be if their families hadn't gone on them bloody boats to America all those years ago, eh? God blimey, we was doing them a favour. All right, I mean, maybe they didn't appreciate it at the time. I mean, putting them all in chains, maybe they didn't like that. Maybe that put their backs up a bit. But they was the lucky ones. I mean, your American black is far better off than he would be in Africa. I mean, he don't want to go back there, does he? Same as your lot. I mean, you moan and complain, but none of you lot want to go back to Africa, do you? Of course you don't. You're not mad. You know when you're well off, do you? Look, Sammy Davis Jr., where do you think he would be today if his granddad hadn't been dragged screaming up the gangplank onto that bloody ship, eh? I'll tell you where he'd be. He'd be in Africa being chased up a tree by a bloody tiger, that's where.
Cobblers.
Never mind about cobblers, mate. It's facts, I'm telling you. I mean, people complain about us, about this country and what we did. But, I mean, there was method. There was method. I mean, like when we sent all them convicts out to Australia. They went out there in chains, didn't they? But look how well they've done. And a bloody sight better than the ones we sent to Wormwood Scrubs, isn't they? Same with Margaret Thatcher, when she took the milk away from all the school children. Everyone was up in arms about that. Maggie Thatcher, the milk snatcher, they called her. She was doing them a favour. She took away their cholesterol, didn't she? Stopped all them kids getting heart attacks. God blimey. They're putting government health warnings on your milk bottles now.
I can't talk to you, you're bloody mad.
Yeah, well, I must be letting you live here. How are you going to be sleeping in there?
What do you mean, how am I going to be sleeping in there? Do you think I'm going to be sleeping in there?
Right, well, I'm just asking.
But what are you getting at? Look, there is a bed in there, and I am going to go and sleep in it. I mean, what do you think I'm going to be doing in there?
All right, don't get so bloody touchy about it. Just asking, that's all. Just sleep the way we do, that's all I'm asking. You're in England now.
I've never been out of bloody England. I was born there, for Christ's sakes. Is that what you expect? Is it, Juana?
This is my house as well as your house!
You're not gonna have that thing in it!
Don't you touch that bloody thing! Keep your hands off of that! Starting me, missus. I'll lay one on you!